Hello, welcome to the Steam Release Podcast. I'm your host, Dewey Bear, and joining me today, as always, is Roadie Pie.
Hey, hi.
Feeling a bit red today, are we?
I am. I'm feeling like a Flash Gordon villain, actually.
Actually, I was thinking... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, just don't flash anybody.
Yeah, that would be bad. TOS, yes.
TOS.
I was thinking of the villain from... Oh, I'm going to really show my weeb cred here. But the villain from Black Butler, one of the villains from Black Butler, the red-haired one.
Oh, yeah. I know I look as crazy as that.
But not quite.
Maybe.
but far more fabulous.
Oh, yes. Yes.
All right. Joining me today, and of course, I almost forgot, RadioTom. He's back.
Yeah, he keeps forgetting me in the basement. It just happens.
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
The water dispenser. It's still full down there, right? You still got enough water? Oh,
Nope.
Ooh, that was bad.
Is it
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It just got weird. My bad.
Yep. Okie doke. Thank you. And I guess with that, we're just ready to start. I'm all discombobulated this morning. Oh, but let's just dive right in. Before we go into what games you played, we have an announcement about Kickstarter.
Yes. Oh my god. So, the Marcus Ritter game that we spoke about last week, there is a Kickstarter for it. It has, oh my god, I will link it. It has 24 days to go. It has already met its first goal of €2,000. But there's no video on the Kickstarter there. There's no hey, maybe you'd like to put money to my game. No, there's nothing like that. It's just a picture. But yeah, there
is a video at the bottom.
Yeah.
It is the spoiler ending the first chapter, so there's at least a bit of a taste still.
Yeah.
But up top there's no video, which is what you normally do.
There's no, they're talking to you saying, oh, right, this is what's going to happen with the game, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? The usual kind. There's no spiel. I like a spiel when I'm backing a Kickstarter. There's several stretch goals still to be met. But, if you would like to see more chapters of the full game of Marcus Ritter, go ahead and drop €15 to get the full game and your name in the credits.
Yep. Yeah. It's and of course we're showing you the trailer from the Steam page right now, but it looks like, have you played this yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I had so much on this week, but I'm gonna try and get it played this week before I go on holiday, because it's just like I need to know what this game is about. I'm so intrigued.
Yeah, it's like it could be that just B-movie excellence that you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. It's so bad it's good sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it really does seem to have that. He's got... The Marcus Ritter has the advantage of being in the Vienna area, so he's got a lot of great sets to film in. So I'm really curious where he goes with this. And the reviews all did say that it does feel like a point-and-click game from the 90s. It's just, it's all full motion video. But yeah.
Yeah, and quite a lot of people are saying the acting, though. Yes.
The acting, though. I mean, that is half of the appeal. Is the strange acting. But yeah, so that's just what's up there. So without further ado, on to what we've been playing this week. So Rhodey, you ready to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I played a lot of the demos from the Gamescom showcase. So yeah, there was some really interesting ones. I played Harmony's Odyssey, which was it's kind of like it was a puzzle game, but I thought it was going to be like I don't know, more like scenes going on, like you're actually changing the world sort of thing, like you're going along playing an RPG or something, and you're changing up the world in a sort of like a puzzle. But no, it is really just you have a picture of these puzzles and you're just making sure they all fit together nicely. So, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But you know, still very nice. Still very nice. Fairly easy, quite relaxing, enjoyable.
Oh, so is it a slide puzzle?
It is, but you can. I didn't have to. It wasn't quite a slide puzzle. You can just like move any tile from one place to any point. Yeah. So it wasn't. It didn't have that frustration, which I'm quite grateful for. I played Cleo as well. Cleo, A Pirate's Tale.
Oh, there we go.
So I wasn't sure about this at first because it did have like action elements to it, and when I'm playing point and click games, I just want to, enjoy the investigating kind of thing. But it was quite good. It was pretty easy fighting mechanics. You had like a saber in your inventory, and you just had to keep clicking pretty much. But yeah, it was quite nice. There was some interesting puzzles. There was one where I thought, I'm going to go away and think about this for a bit, and then when I tried to jump back into the game, because it was like a demo and they didn't have like auto save, or they didn't have anything you could like click on to save it just says it starts you back at the beginning of the demo, and it's just like no. But yeah, it was, from what I played, it was like really nice. I also played the Slender Threads demo. I have to say, Cleo, really fantastic pixel art. I was really impressed with the pixel art.
That's what I do. Sell to small town.
So Slender Threads is by one of these game developers that I really like. I think I've played all of their games now. And I was curious with Slender Threads because they're going back to more point and click route. Whereas their last game, Nobodies, was a bit of a hidden object game, but with like, basically you had to like clear up after you've killed a body, or someone else has cleaned a body. Basically, you had to hide the body that's been killed. So yeah, it was really fun. This is like almost like a comedy horror game. So you're a bookseller. You've written your manuscript, and you're trying to sell your book. And you're going to all these towns trying to promote it, and you're in sort of like this backwater town, and staying in this dingy hotel, and you keep having these terrible recurring dreams, and you need some fresh air, and you go for a walk, and then you hear on the radio your name, and so you got to go into the house to find the radio, because it's like, no, you definitely heard your name, and then you get caught by the police for breaking and entering. Well, they think you. It's like, what are you doing in here? And then you're escorted back to your hotel, and you have to get back into the house. What's going on? There's all sorts of weird things in that house. You have to get back there. And one way you do it, slight spoiler here, is I had to get a mannequin, dress up the mannequin, put the mannequin on the road so it could distract the police. Say, oh, look, there's a body in the middle of the road. It didn't go as planned, though. A car swerved out of the way to avoid the mannequin and crashed into a lamppost, and thus injuring the person inside. And it wasn't ha ha he he. It was awful, and I was just like, no, what have I done? What have I done? It was awful. And it kind of like ended on there, sort of thing. And
Ooh, awkward.
Yeah. It was just like, oh my god, it's really good. There are all these like things that you would normally do in a point and click game, and then they just don't. They aren't hilarious anymore. They just end up being quite serious, terrible things.
That reminds me of an RPG so it was like an old-fashioned RPG pixel art. I'm trying to remember what it was, but so you basically ran around as the character. It's just like, you break pots and you find coins, and then you go into different buildings, and it's like, oh, the chest, they have all this stuff, and then at a certain point, just like you get arrested, and they're like, you're a thief and a vandal, and then it's like, oh, because it kind of put you in this environment that was like a Zelda type environment, and you played it like it was a Zelda type game. It's like, wait a second, why are you breaking people's stuff?
It almost sounds a bit like Fable, because when you could like take things, but then you would be seen as a thief, and if they caught you doing it, they say, thief, you stolen my things, like that.
Yeah.
So
that's quite funny. but yeah, was that all of the demos?
I have a few more, but they're on the release list, so I think I'll speak about them then.
Awesome. Okay, Tom, what about you? What have you been up to?
Not a ton. Haven't played a lot. I did get in the Back 4 Blood beta. That was the spiritual successor of the Left 4 Dead series. The team who did that went on, did their own, so I got in the beta of that, and that was a blast. It hit me right in the nostalgia vibes. I'm normally not an FPS guy, not in the slightest, but FPS co-op zombie murdering, it brought me back to the good old like sitting in a college dorm playing Left 4 Dead on the Xbox with like 4-player split screen. Like, you can't see much, but God, it was fun. So had a really good time with that. Did the Diablo 2 Resurrected beta. I wish they did a few more quality of life improvements for that game in comparison, but they kept it really true. The visual updates are great. I know Blizzard is kind of a terrible looking company right now with everything going on, so I'm gonna gloss past the rest of it. Otherwise, I've been playing. That got me to playing a lot of Diablo 3 again. Just needed some mindless zombie bashing, or not zombie bashing. That was Back 4 Blood, but just some mindless demon slaying.
Yeah, demon slaying, undead, all the stuff.
Yeah, every so often you just need like that chill, sit back. I just need to bash stuff.
I am quite interested to hear that about Back 4 Blood, because again, I don't like shooters, but there's something nice about the chaos and the hecticness of Left 4 Dead that, you just get your 4 friends together and you're like, oh, please get it off me, you just like, just like, especially when you're all playing in the same room or over voice chat. And it's so cooperative. It's so nice.
We originally, so my friend bought the game. He was in on the closed beta, and we had a in-person get together with us vaccinated folks a couple weeks ago, and because the game is touting couch co-op, and it was like, oh my goodness, yes, let's do that. Yeah, it's not going to be available at launch, and wasn't available in beta.
Oh no!
So I was like,
that's a bummer.
So, but luckily the next weekend they did open beta, and we ended up just playing it over the internet and had a blast. There's a difficulty curve with that there are cards in the game. You have your own deck at the start of each chapter of an act. You draw so many cards, you pick one, and those will give you a boost for the round. But the game will pick a negative to happen for the round. And that's how it changes up the acts every time, and some are just brutal.
Yeah.
We had one act finale that we could not complete just because it was if you remember Left 4 Dead, if you ever sounded an alarm, it would signal the horde, and you were just, and this one was like, oh yeah, once you reach this point the horde doesn't stop. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
That,
You
that
just
was,
have to
that
keep
was the card
moving
that went
forward.
through.
Oof.
It was like the second you get there, it's like, yeah, and then you have to run across this narrow area with horde non-stop. Like, oh, okay. This we couldn't get past it. Like, so it feels like they need to work on a little bit of difficulty curve, because I mean we bashed our way through, and we were playing so it has like easy, normal, hard settings, and we were playing on easy just to get used to the game, see what it's all about and the characters and stuff. But the all of a sudden, like, and so we lost on easy still going into that. It's like, wow, you really ramped up the difficulty all of a sudden. Yikes. So hopefully they work on that a little bit, but it was fun. Excited to see the full release.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I'm glad that there's, Valve is really slow at releasing their really beloved franchises, so it's nice that folks that really like it are glad.
I wish they would have let them keep the Left 4 Dead portion, like just Valve, just like, you guys can have this.
Yeah.
Go, like, have fun, but it's also good that Valve's not pushing back, because this game is very, very like Left 4 Dead inspired, so much that I wonder how Valve would do in court.
Inspired, maybe plagiarism, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think Valve's probably. I mean, it's on. They're still making 30% of their sales on Steam. Yeah, I think Valve is okay with it.
Yeah, they print money.
Yeah, so yeah, it really does seem to have accomplished that. Like, this is the game made by fans of it. All right. Homage,
it was made by the original team from Valve. They left Valve and made it, so it's not just a fan game. Yep.
Yeah, it's the people who made the original. That's very good.
Yep. Sorry,
got this weeb's statement of homage, French for theft. Yeah. All right. So, as for me, I've only been able to have time to play one game really this time, because most of the time the apartment's just too hot for me to do anything. But we got a second AC unit, so it's okay now. I've been playing more Crosscode. My new build, which I think this is just what I have to do. When I get into an action RPG that's just too hard for me, I don't have fast reactions. I just need to build the tankiest character possible. That's what I've been doing, and I've been breezing through quests. I'm just like, oh, this took me forever on my old characters. Like, oh, I just need to build her like a tank. So I've got like every health regen, every max health increase, every defense, just everything maxed out, and it's been a blast. The game also recently had some major updates, which I haven't gotten up to yet. But basically, there's a whole new expansion in the game. The Crosscode A New Home, which is $9. I haven't bought it yet, but I plan on it. It has like a tropical biome, and I think there's housing from what it hints at. But I'm just having a blast. Crosscode, at this point in my second playthrough, I've played 10 or 15 hours, which means I think I've played like 35 hours of this game. Yeah, so it should only be like 50 hours in one playthrough, but it's great. Fantastic.
I thought last time we talked you were saying it was something around like 50 to 60 hour playthrough.
Yep, so something like that. But still, Crosscode, it still holds up. I'm really enjoying it, because I was kind of wondering if like, oh, is it just a slog in the middle? It's like, no, I just built my character, not for my skill level, so I just need to make it an easier character to play. But yeah, that's what I did this week. And of course, Final Fantasy 14. Still preferring for that latest expansion. But in the meantime, let's get to our catch-up list. We have just a few games to quickly catch up on from September 18th through September 24th of 2020, starting with Highly Likely.
The first part of the trilogy, Highly Likely, is a surreal 2D adventure about a funny and somewhat naive character called Mikola, who is trying to do all he can to save his homestead.
Oh, it's still on the Let's Catchup.
Oh, no, I haven't changed it. There we go.
You want me to redo?
Oh, no, it's fine. Here's the Highly Likely. It is... I love the art style of this game. It's just really heavily leaning into the Ukrainian folk art style.
How many screenshots do you need to put in?
Oh, wow, there's a lot of screenshots. Wow.
Uh-huh.
You just posted the whole game with the screenshots in there.
No kidding. Like, I mean, it's nice to see the different areas.
Oh my god, yeah. pages and pages of screenshots. Oh my god. I find this quite interesting because I'm a big point and click person, and there's like some quite nice humor in it, and I'm interested to see where this goes. It's probably going on my wish list, but I kind of want to see somebody play like 20 minutes of it or something, just so I can get a proper feel for it.
Yeah, because as the trailer states, it is about 5 hours of content and it's $15. So just like,
yeah,
I'm not completely opposed to that pricing, but if it's if you had a demo, it would be a lot easier sell, I think.
Yeah, I definitely would prefer it on the cheaper side. I'd probably wait till there's a hefty sale. But it is standing at 80% positive with 123 user reviews. So,
yeah, it looks like most of the negatives were right at release.
Yeah,
because a lot of the thumbs up are off of the early access, and then off of release it went downhill. Interesting. And it's supposedly a first of a trilogy, so there may be 2 more of these coming down the line. Highly Likely by Mikola Games. But yeah, that is their first game on Steam.
I hope they fix the bugs, because people have said there have been bugs, and I hope they've gone around to fixing them.
Yep, hopefully. I really do hope so.
But it does seem like it is highly likely there will be 2 more.
All right. Next up, ported from place.
Oh yeah, it's £11.39.
Yes, 39. Yep. Ported from PlayStation. The next up is Twin Breaker.
A story-driven breaking game molded in the style of 80s arcade classics like Arkanoid and Breakout.
So if you ever played Breakout as a kid, I always thought I was like that one. That was when my parents we had a Commodore 64. And that was one of my favorite games on it. And so having one that has like a sort of story on it is kind of funny. But it's developed by Lilimo Games, which is also known for making Hebroxia, which is a shmup. And so this is just a new game style that they've done. So they really lean into doing like the oldest possible game styles and just doing them well.
Nice. So. Yeah, I'm like quite curious about this because I like those kind of brick break kind of games.
But yeah, they're based out of Guelph, Ontario, and this one costs $9.99 USD, which I think is actually what's it's priced on the PlayStation Store as well. So
yeah, consistent.
It says 40 exciting story levels, new game plus, 7 unique game modes, loads of power-ups, challenging boss fights, story written by Colin Moriarty. Colin Moriarty.
Like the villain, yeah.
Yeah. It's £7.19, and unfortunately, there's only 6 user reviews, so we don't have a score.
Well, yeah, it's Lily Mo is very much heavily a PlayStation company, so it is nice that they finally started porting their games to Steam like last year. So like Hybroxia got added, and I think they're now working on another Hybroxia game. But yeah, next up we have Gemini. This was hard to search for.
Yeah, it is buried a little bit. Gemini is an action tower defense game where your goal is to protect the crystal and stay alive. Very, very straightforward.
Mm-hmm. So I guess it's a tower defense, but you don't really have a path. Like, it's all about you just trying to build up fortifications around the crystal, and everything comes from all directions.
Yeah. Have you ever played what's it called? Dungeon Defenders?
Yes, I have.
Yep, it looks like a 2D version of Dungeon Defenders.
It's quite cute, but I feel like it's also a bit barren as well. Like some parts of it.
Yeah, the textures are mostly pretty flat. What really bothered me was the character, but then you also realize that you can customize the character. You can put a bunch of different clothes on them and different hats, and so even though the character is just like a plain blob, like you can do a lot of stuff to him to make him look less like just a blob.
Stand out a little bit. Yeah, the more I'm clicking through, the more I'm actually liking it a bit, because first impression was real rough. Where it's like, if the mechanics are good, it could be a fun game, but it just looks a little meh. But the more I'm looking through and seeing like the customization of them, like, okay, it's kind of cute.
Yeah, on just like the first few seconds of it, I definitely was not leaning towards adding it to the release list. But then after like looking a bit more, and I was like, okay, all right. There seems to be a quick progression system here and stuff. So
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's £5.79, and it's standing up very positive with 88% positive reviews, with 60 user reviews.
Yep. This is developed by solo dev Gagan Fee, also with the help of Ulan and Laszlo, which I guess those are all like online handles. But we've talked about Gagan Fee's other games, which include Taroom, Colorful Colore, No Neck Class Puzzles, Bob Help Them, Gagundle, and Wizard. So very prolific developer.
There's 5 different worlds, 25 levels, and 125 waves to fight for. That's just quite interesting. And 64 types of equipment and upgrades. Nice.
Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty fun, actually. Okay, next up we have Gordian Rooms.
Gordian. Oh,
sorry. Yeah, a curious heritage of a Victorian escape room puzzle adventure. It's the massive title.
Yeah, and then Curious Heritage for some reason is not capitalized.
Yep.
Even in the thumbnail. No.
Grammar.
But then it is in the description.
Yeah.
All over the place. Get your stuff together. Sorry. Gordian Rooms, A Curious Heritage, is a Victorian escape game, if you couldn't tell by the name, where you solve various puzzles in your late uncle's mansion in the hope of obtaining his legacy. By legacy, we mean money.
Yeah. They basically put like the entire concept of the game in the title.
Yeah.
Which maybe you don't have to do that.
This definitely looks The Room inspired. Very heavy Room inspired.
Yep.
There is a demo.
Yeah, there is a
demo.
demo.
Nice.
There's a demo, and then there was a free prologue. Apparently, Gordian Rooms 2 is on the horizon.
Interesting.
But yeah, it has like kind of the look of, I've played some other like escape room games. The interesting thing about escape room games is they can look very crunchy, but like you still end up really enjoying them as long as the puzzle's well done. So I've played quite a few of them. And honestly, the one thing I find is that almost all of them you can't solve by yourself. You need at least 4 people. Just because, like, you need 4 people who think 4 different ways. Because some of the puzzles, like, you'll sit there and never solve them by yourself. But you just need some other people who are like, oh, wait, it's this color, so clearly color theory means it needs this color. It's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Well, like, blue and orange are opposite on the color wheel. Where did you get that from? I don't know, just thought about it. It worked. What? You know, just sort of bizarre solutions like that, where you're just kind of left baffled, like, oh, I guess we needed an artist in the group to figure it out.
Just a quick hello to the people in chat. Godless Weeb, Sheechmax, and Ravenquick. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Welcome on in.
Absolutely. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, it's standing at very positive though, with 93% positive, with 217 user reviews, and it's only $4.99.
Yep. It is developed by Crimsonite Games, by 2 devs named Adam and Laszlo. They are from Hungary and Romania, respectively. So, or at least from what I was reading their info, that's where they went to college, each of them. One went to college in Hungary, one went to college in Romania. I couldn't find any information about where they might be located now, but I'll just say they're alumni of Hungary and Romania. But yeah, it looks like a great game.
It looks like it's between like 4 and 5 hours long. So
yep. And $5.99. That's not a bad price. I just wonder, 4 and 5 hours though for a single puzzle. If it's just a puzzle, like a single like escape room, that is a little bit long to get like 4 people together. Like escape rooms are best like an hour and a half long, I think, in my experience. So if this was like 4 rooms, or like if there's a point, if there's a point where you can kind of stop, like there's a spot. Okay, we're done.
Like a chapter system, or something like that. Yeah.
I hope it has something like that, because like getting together for 5 hours, because it could be really bad where it's like, okay, we'll stop here, and then you come back and you're like, wait a second, what were the clues again? Excuse me.
Well, if it's like, you know, done like The Room, which it kind of looks like it is, you know, it's like it's just several puzzles.
Which is very well done solo.
Oh yeah, and it's single player.
Yeah, it's single player. When it says escape room, it doesn't mean like you're bringing loads of people with you. It's not like a proper escape room. It's just the player just have to get out of the room, really.
Yep.
So that's it.
I made assumptions. Because I guess I've never done any escape room stuff alone, so I was just assume I see that, and then it's like, oh, so it's co-op. But nope.
I've been doing an escape room. It's called Dewey's Basement.
Still hasn't solved it, so
I haven't.
Yeah, the solution is he has to somehow get the key off of the table, which is upstairs.
Yeah.
He knows I don't like to walk upstairs.
All right, but yeah, that is Gordian Rooms: A Curious Heritage. It can be yours for $5.99 USD. Next up is Art of Rally.
Race in the golden era of rally. Drive iconic cars from the 60s to Group B on challenging stages through stylized environments inspired by real worldwide locations. Will you master the art of rally?
This is a genre of games I don't understand, and even like the rally sport, I don't quite get. I had roommates that were really into rally, but just like, okay, so I guess it's just when every time I've played this game, it's like Dirt. I like Dirt in that it's really pretty and the roads can be quite fun, but you're still sitting there going like, and you have someone telling in your ear going like, left, hard left, just giving you directions.
Which I don't think this one has the one telling you directions. It looks like a very linear path.
More arcadey.
Very, very much like Arcade Racer, which I am totally cool with. So this popped up on Game Pass a couple weeks ago, and I almost downloaded it to give it a shot. I haven't been filling up to playing a ton of different games. Because this one, I don't know, it kind of hits that nostalgia. Like, I used to always love going to like arcades or the front of stores where they would have some cabinets with like the racing games on them. So I don't know, I'm getting those kind of vibes, but in a more isometric top-down-ish sort of way, and without less quarters and frustration.
I really like the environments though. They're so pretty.
Yep. It's developed by Fun Selector Labs, who are based out of Nelson, British Columbia, and it's an 8-dev team.
Yeah, it's about 20 quid, £19.49, and altogether it's standing at 94% positive with over 2,000 user reviews. The recent reviews though it's at 92% positive with 147 user reviews.
I think people like this one. Can't tell.
I think so. I don't know if I'm ready to jump in on another, because there's so many racing games I've ended up putting on my wish list and then playing and go like, this isn't exactly the kind of racing I was looking for. But maybe I'll check out some streams of this. Okay. Our next catch-up game is Embracelet.
Travel to northern Norway. Solve puzzles using a mysterious magical bracelet and make new friends on your journey to discover the past and yourself.
Ooh.
Introspective.
No.
So I have a friend who he was with his Swedish friends, and if you've met some Swedes, some of them speak English so fluently that you think that you're talking to like another American or someone from the UK. Yep. But she asked, they were on the train somewhere, and his friend, she asked him like, "Do you recognize yourself?" And he was just like, coming like an existential crisis, wondering like what this question meant. And then she was trying to express to him like, "Oh, do you know where you are?" But Scandinavians, they're good at like making you have existential crises.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She's like, "Do I recognize myself?" It's such a deep question. But yeah. Embracelet. This looks so about Embracelet. It's got a low poly art style, but it doesn't annoy me, which is an accomplishment because low poly art styles, I get it. It's a great way to save money, but sometimes I'm like, this looks like Unity assets, but this one doesn't. I'm quite happy with this one.
If you've never seen the show before, this is a big deal for Dewey not hating this game already.
Yeah. If it's low poly and I don't hate it, it's already kind of in a good place, at least aesthetically. So
yeah, it looks really interesting, and I think it might be one that I would like to watch someone play. It's got that sort of choices matter, story rich tags, and I just want to see where it goes. It is standing at positive with 97% positive with 39 user reviews.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and they won the Adventure Gamers Silver Aggie Hidden Gems Award, which is, if you're a big point and click fan, the Aggies are very, very important.
That's good to hear.
Get that seal of approval.
I never thought I'd see the day where another game would get the Silver Aggie.
Yeah.
It's
I'm trying.
It does say that it's 3 to 6 hours long with different endings.
Yeah. Guys, we've said PS1 low poly is the thinking man's low poly, and it's like, I don't know. Do you remember what PS1 looked like? But yeah, this looks great. I quite like it. It's $12.99. I don't know if it's the type of game I'd necessarily jump into, but because I've been playing a lot of introspective games lately, that I feel like I've filled up my quotient of introspective games at this point.
I've already learned I don't like myself. I need outrospective.
Yes, outrospective games, please. I need games that take me out of myself and not realize my own mortality. So,
It is £10.29.
Yep. And it's developed by Mattis Folkstad, who is a solo dev from Oslo, Norway. I look forward to his future developments. He also made Milkmaid of the Milky Way, which has a very similar art style, albeit more 2D. Yeah. Okay, next up is King of the Cul-De-Sac.
An interactive comic with punching in it.
I first when I looked at this, I wasn't too sure about it because of the text, when they were doing the trailer.
Yeah, the Times New Roman.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god. You just watching it all the way through and just see what it's about. It's like, you're the toughest kid, and so you have to let everyone else know that you're the toughest kid. So you have to beat up all the other tough kids on the block. So it is just like, that's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And I love all these different scenes and all the different bosses that you have to fight.
This actually looks really fun.
Yeah.
And it's free. It's free.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of that comic that became a movie. I feel like this is an homage. It's like really an homage to that. What is it called?
Kick-Ass?
No. It's
Scott Pilgrim?
Scott Pilgrim, yes. I'm thinking like it feels like it's trying to capture the same. Ravenquick got it, yeah, he too. Yeah, I feel like it's trying to capture that mood of Scott Pilgrim, just with a different premise, where like you're just beating up all the other kids in the neighborhood who claim they're tough. So, but yeah, as far as like Godless Weep saying he doesn't like the art style. Yeah, I'm not into the Cal Arts art style or whatever this is, but it does seem very consistent.
I really like this art style.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, it does seem very consistent, and the color theory is well done. So it just kind of what it really depends with for this game is if the comedy hits right, because it seems that's what's leaning on.
That's big.
It is free though, so
yeah,
I can't complain.
And it is standing at 92% positive with 41 user reviews.
Yep, 41 reviews. That's it's not bad. Let's see. Oh, and there's 6 different different ending chapters, 4 boss battles, and there's a secret true ending.
No, there isn't. Didn't you read that?
Oh yeah, we're not supposed to tell anyone. Oh, I'm not supposed to read that part.
Read, man.
Oh no, my mouse just died. 1 moment, please.
Hi, welcome to the Technical Difficulties Podcast. I'm your host Tom, alongside with my co-host Rhodey. Today we're going to be making fun of Dewey for a few minutes.
Oh crapola. Oh crapola. All right, let's see. Let me unplug the old mouse. It is.
There's about to be a remote control somewhere that's about to lose some batteries.
How did I shock myself right then? Oh no.
Wait, what?
Say, how did he shot himself?
No, shock. I shocked myself.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
I'm still thinking that he went shard himself.
No shocking is going on here. All right, there we go.
Yep, he's officially crapped himself out.
Oh, I think that's what I did. I just pushed a hair into my knuckle, and so it made it like feel like it was a shock. Okay, please. Does the mouse work now? Oh, the scroll wheel is stuck. What's going on? No. Okay, I'm gonna maybe I just need to close Steam and reopen it. There we go. Now it's working. Okay, so it's a Steam issue, not my mouse.
Curse you, Steam, and everything you stand for.
Oh, I unplugged the camera. Crap. I unplugged the wrong thing.
Welcome back to the Technical Difficulties Podcast. I'm still your host Tom, joined by my co-host Rhodey Pie. How are you doing, Rhodey?
I'm not bad. I'm just having a bit of a drinky and keeping cool and chill.
No.
Yeah,
that's always helpful. I don't know if it's been as hot and humid there as it's been here.
Oh,
it's very nice. Very nice day today. Me and Tata had a nice walkies.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Oh.
He is so cute. Oh.
Yeah, he's such a sweetie.
And we went and had a look at the shops, and we were going to go in to cafe, and remembered that no, can't have cakeys right now. No, can't have cakeys. So we just like, yeah, we continued on walking and cried a little bit. It's like, no.
Why can't you have cakeys?
No, because gotta not have so many treats now. Not so many treats.
Oh my word!
Yay! Dewey's back.
There we go. All right.
That's been our episode of the Technical Difficulties podcast. Thank you for joining us.
I do need to open up. I do need to open up the mouse settings. There we go.
Welcome back to the Technical Difficulties podcast.
No, we're gone. Oh, we're back. No, we're not.
There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, I just had to speed up the mouse because for some reason the new mouse had like a super slow cursor speed. All right, woo, that's all done. Oh, all right. Keep cool under pressure. Okay, so now we're ready to go to our next game, to our release list. Speaking of which, I'm going to put up our panel. The hidden gems of this week, starting Tuesday, August, well, there were no games on Monday, but Tuesday, August 24th, through Saturday, August 28th, we have several great games to talk about, starting with Oa.
Oa is a beautiful puzzle platforming game that features breathtaking hand-painted art, lovely music, and a peaceful, relaxing atmosphere.
Yeah. So this one is developed by a small Vietnamese, well, not a small, it's like 20 some odd people, a Vietnamese studio. And I just thought it just has this very nice, almost Journey-like look to it, but a bit more whimsical, I suppose. Well, Journey's pretty whimsical.
It's got like a mix of Studio Ghibli?
Yeah, Ghibli, yeah.
It's got a mix of that meets Ori and the Blind Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, if you married the two, that's kind of what it's reminding me of, and I mean that as a very good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cute. It's like that Will-O-the-Wisp kind of look to it.
Oh, Will-O-the-Wisp. Is it that, or is it like Wind in the Willows? Is it Will-O-the-Wisp?
No. Wind in the Willows is something else.
Oh yeah, Wind of the Willows. That was my favorite. That was my favorite book growing up, actually. Yeah. Okay. Mixing them up. But yeah, Hoa. It's got a nice style. Very, very sweet.
It's standing at 91% positive with 625 user reviews. But yeah, it's just like a lovely, nice, gentle platforming game. It's so beautiful looking.
Really smooth animation. So I'm actually quite curious. Okay, so this is Skrollcat's first game. They do have the soundtrack for sale as well.
The Justin bundle.
Yeah, the Justin bundle. That is an old joke. But it's got
one I appreciate.
And you know what I'm just realizing? That they're using 3D art. So it's 3D cell shaded stuff is in the foreground, and then it's hand painted in the background. That's a good combination.
Yeah, this looks so good.
Yeah, that looks great.
It is very short though. It is like about 3 hours long.
For 3 hours for $12.
Yeah.
That'd be price to go into a movie.
Yeah. And it does very well acclaimed. So if you definitely think you're going to enjoy it, then maybe pick it up. But yeah,
50% off at £9.68.
Okie doke. Next up, we have from Wednesday, August 25th, Murder Mystery Machine.
Join the District Crime Agency in this isometric modern noir deduction thriller. Explore crime scenes in complex dioramas, organize your evidence effectively, and blur the lines between right and wrong to present your case. Do you have what it takes to be a real detective?
Does this mean you get to plant evidence?
That's not what being a real detective's all about, Dewey. Yeah.
Well, since they're like, blur the lines between right and wrong, I was like, that sounds like planting evidence.
So I played this. I played the demo, and I can understand why it's currently standing at mixed. So basically, well, at least in the demo anyway, it was very, very easy to find evidence, because it was just basically had a little dot what were the things that you could interact with, and then you're questioning the suspects, and then when you run out of things to question them with, you go to this sort of it's not like a grid, but like a board, and you've got to put the lines on where things kind of add up, like it's showing here, and there are so many things that are too similar, and even if you string them together, you're supposed to just string them together, and then maybe it says, oh, it's opened up another line of questioning that you can do, and it's just if you don't get the right one, but you get it to something similar, it won't update it to follow a different line of questioning or a line of questioning. So you just sort of you're attaching it, the lines to everything, and it's just this is terrible. This is terrible, because it's just so vague. It's so vague as well. But I was saying that I was intrigued with the case that they were presenting me. My partner in the game, he's not very nice or anything like that, and it was just why is he here? Why is he here? The partner.
Some partner you are.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know why it's so. The start of the game, you're in the basement. You're doing cases out of the basement, and you're given this quite big case, like a politician's been murdered in his own home, and it's just oh, why have they sent you down here? This is where detectives' careers go to die or something, and it's why have you been given this case? Why have you been given this important case?
It's all part of the conspiracy. They give the case to them because they're they'll never solve it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that way we can say we investigated it, even though we know who the real killer was.
Yeah.
If that was part of the story, it would be brilliant. But I don't know if it is.
But yeah,
But was it really Steam that broke for Dewey, or was it Dewey who broke the mouse, but he's covering it himself?
Oh, it was definitely Steam's fault. That is. I will go to the grave saying it's Steam's fault. Yeah.
But
We'll see about that.
Maybe this is for you. I would strongly recommend checking out the demo first.
Yeah, because especially it's a $17.99 on sale right now, US.
Yeah, £13.
Little spendy.
Yeah, it is. It is
spendy for a mixed.
It's on the pricey side. Yeah, it's standing at 58% with 41 user reviews. So.
I can see what they were trying to do, but a system like that where it doesn't kind of snap into place and you're or give you an explanation is why doesn't this fit? If for example there's all these things that look kind of similar, it's just this doesn't connect here, it was in the wrong location. It's that's that thing from this room. If they did something like that, it would do a little bit of guidance that someone who was actually investigating this stuff in person would be able to figure out themselves. I think it would work great, but when you are separated from the action, from a screen, you're doing it from a screen, it's easy to mix stuff up like that. So you're not the one putting them in bags and labeling them. So, if they provide more proper labeling of all the different items, it probably would have resolved that.
It's not items. It's so and so might be having an affair. And you having to link certain things to make it just to open up another dialogue thing, and it's just what do you want me to link here? You just don't know what they want you to do. So it's
even more vague than just a bunch of evidence that you're looking at.
Yeah, it's pretty vague.
Ooh, wow. Maybe
you got the evidence.
Yeah.
You've got the people. You've got the motivations, possibly motivations. But yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess.
So it's likely the case the developers figured out a brilliant system, but most people don't think like this developers. So
Yeah.
that could just be the case. All right. But yeah, that is Murder Mystery Machine by Blazing G Games, which is a small studio from Glasgow, Scotland. Next up, we have Serin Fate.
Evil is afoot. Wielding your new magic bound into mysterious monster-infested lands to uncover ancient relics and restore the Fate Stone. Along the way, explore the depths of every nook to find creatures, garner ingredients, train witchery, and craft new equipment.
I feel like looking at this game, I'm like, oh, this should be cute. And I'm looking at it like, it doesn't look cute, though. I don't know. Something is off about the proportions.
As a fan of Stardew Valley, this is like 100% Stardew Valley.
Really? I was thinking
yeah.
like it's not quite there though, because Stardew Valley has this look to it. But maybe it's like an uncanny valley, Stardew Valley.
I do like the look of it. There are some things I don't like. There's like one of the UIs in it, I think the crafting UI or something, which doesn't look that nice.
The dialogue boxes and the UI I'm not a big fan of, but the rest of it, I don't know.
Okay.
It's as I said, it looks just fine. I have a few things here and there, but you can, especially when they go into like the underground caverns. This game was
just a bunch of squares. Yeah.
This was very Stardew inspired.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I guess the more I look at it, the more I'm okay with it. I was just looking at the more I look at the character models, the less they bother me, I guess. But when I initially looked at it, it was like, what? This doesn't look right for some reason. I wonder if it's maybe the color palette or
like a slight hue shift or something.
Yeah, maybe it's the color palette that's bothering me. Just like something's not quite right. Oh, and I hate the glow effect. I do not like that lighting effect. It needs to be just toned down a little bit. But you know what? The more I look at it, the more I do like it. So, just aesthetically, I just really bothered by it at first for some reason.
But yeah, it's standing out very positive at 82% positive with 264 user reviews. And the recent reviews, it's mostly positive at 75%. With 72 user reviews.
So it is a creature collector apparently. So there's gardening, creature collecting. How big is this game? Is probably enormous, isn't it? Whoops. Let me see. Capture 50 species of familiars. It doesn't really say how long this game is, but I'm seeing gameplay up to 38 hours, 315 hours on an early access, but 66 hours. So this mileage will probably vary, but I could see this game having a very kind of open end possibly if you want to like capture all the monsters and do all the things. Okay. It's developed by Vethergen, which is he's a solo dev from Bellingham, Washington. Oh, my home state.
It's 20% off right now at £12.39.
Yep, $15.99 USD. Okay, next up we have Behind the Frame, with the finest scenery.
Guide brushstrokes and solve a variety of puzzles to help an aspiring artist complete her masterpiece amid her brusque neighbor's gaze and his pesky cat. As her painting starts to take shape, uncover an emotional tale of chance and artistry revealed behind unrelated yet familiar moments. And I learned a new word today.
Yep.
I played the demo of this. So another one, because it ticks that box of it. It's looking very, very pleasing, and it's also quite a relaxing sort of game. So you start off by you have this picture, and you just like putting the right colors in the right place, sort of thing. But then you got to make breakfast, and then you're looking around at all the paintings that you have, and you're looking at the man across the street from you say hi to, and you're looking through, you're doing doodles and sketches of him, and you've got to apply for one of these art exhibitions that you want to put your work into, and you've got a deadline to meet and everything. But other than that, and then you're finding sort of like these little puzzles around your apartment, and so you can find the rest of your colors, so you can finish this painting that you're working on. And it's just really delightful, and everything about it is just fantastically animated and beautifully. It's just really, just artistically, it's just very, very pleasing to the eye.
It does have a very like again, we're bringing it up again, it has a Studio Ghibli kind of feel to it. Very cozy. Yeah. Very cozy, very, I imagine the pacing of this game is somewhat just relax. There's no hurry to get this done. So I'm quite curious where the story goes. This is knowing, like, just looking at the art style though, it's like, oh, this is going to be an emotional trip, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is standing at overwhelmingly positive with 97%, with 508 user reviews, and I'll probably be picking this up myself. It's only 10% off at £6.47, so yeah, it's quite a nice price. I am wondering how long it is though, because it does seem like it's on the shorter side. It's just over an hour from what I'm seeing.
Oh wow. It has a 97% positive with 508 reviews. So I guess it should probably be viewed as sort of an interactive movie then, if it's
yeah.
If it's let me see, they're selling it for $8, $8.99 USD right now, 10% off.
Yikes.
But it's so pretty.
Wait until it's a bit cheaper.
But yeah, the behind the frame. Silver has, of course, by Silver Lining Studio. Next up, we have Fallow.
It just hung up on Fallout right now.
Oh.
Come on. There we go. Fallow, clinging to the memory of her vanished sisters, an isolated woman wanders a dying reality.
That's cheerful.
This sort of style I'm not that into, but it also looks really interesting as well. They've put a lot of work into this.
They've went for the sepia look, and they're like, yeah, we're leaning all the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's reminding me of playing the old Game Boy games on the SNES adapter.
Yeah. It does say it's 2 to 5 hours of gameplay, 80 plus hand-drawn pixel art backgrounds, explore and solve puzzles across 3 main areas and a hub world, as well as various dreamscapes and secret locations. It is £15.49 though.
Yeah, $19.99 US.
Which is nuts. It is nuts. It is standing at 100% positive though, with 22 user reviews. But I'm wondering, are all those people like friends of the developer or something? I don't know.
Was it super impactful? Let me see. So 2 to 5 hours of gameplay, 80 hand-drawn pixel art backgrounds. Let me see. I'm just looking for a review that has like some criticism in it. Just want to see what the downsides of the game may be.
There are no downsides, only good sides.
A lot of folks are just bringing up how well written it is. They like the writing, they like the soundtrack, but I'm just not sure. They certainly don't look like bot reviews or anything, but I am kind of wondering, like, is there any bias going on? I'm not sure.
Yeah, looks fair.
Yeah, and maybe it is just a very good game.
Someone did make the criticism of saying it's an insane price for a tiny indie game. That's all. But they've just gotten criticism that says you're a silly person. And so yeah, there's a lot of disagreements back and forth on that. A lot of people saying, who probably bought it, saying no, this is such a great game though. So yeah, I feel, if it's like you really are in love with the game, it's like, oh yeah, no, I was happy to fork out for it. But personally, I have to agree. The last comment the person said, it's like, yeah, you can absolutely charge whatever you want, but there's so many other games on Steam that are around that playtime, but a much reduced price, and it's like, I feel like I want more. Yeah,
I'm trying to think of what was that guy, pixel artist guy who did like The Last Supper. What was his name? He's got some like
Octavia.
Yeah, Octavio. Yeah, Octavio. His games tend to be somewhat cheaper, but they do tend to be about this long, like the full games, not just the sort of like the ones he's releasing. And I feel like that kind of fits in a similar. In a similar setting, but
no, you're right, because it's exactly right, because it's like, a solo dev who's done some amazing pixel art, absolutely amazing pixel art, but they're putting their full games at a very, very reasonable price.
Yeah. And
but what they're doing is they're plugging away at their portfolio. They're bringing some games out that are maybe shorter, and they're only like £2 or something. Yeah. And they've got like another game that's out for free, and that got got overwhelmingly positive reviews with thousands of people, playing it and reviewing it. And that's the thing, you need to like build up a portfolio and build up like a fan base, and it's like, and then maybe eventually, you can charge a bit more for your games.
And that's largely what we're saying. Like, it's not that we don't want the dev to make a ton of money off of their individual games, but we know that this would sell. Like, if you can sell 10 copies for 20, or in this case 20 copies for $20, maybe you could sell 200 for $10. Yeah. So that's just the situation. You have to cater a bit to the market, and yeah, of course, Steam's going to take their third and all that. But sometimes, especially because Ada Rook, I believe this is Ada's first game on Steam. Yeah, this is Ada's first game on Steam. Ada Rook, quite a talented person, actually. I went and looked her up. She has been in 2 different bands before this, so she's done a lot of music stuff, which I think is probably why the soundtrack is quite good. She is like musically talented, and this was her first sort of solo game development thing, and it's really cool. And she's from Toronto, Ontario, and I just think maybe just putting the price a bit lower could sell you more copies. But this is still 22 reviews on your first game. Not bad. So, I guess you can't complain too much. All right. Thursday, August 26th, we have Watch Your Ride.
A cycling game with dozens of campaign levels in endless procedurally generated mode. Play solo or get together with up to 4 friends. Even though in the tags it's a single player.
Really? Oh yeah, and it says online PvP. Yeah.
Which I'm wondering if it's more like ghost mode or leaderboard mode.
Yeah, true, because they don't have multiplayer. I think they're just missing that tag. That I assume. I hope
There's
so.
like shared split screen PvP.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
All right, but yeah, it's it has a nice aesthetic. I am curious why it's mixed though.
Yeah.
69%, nice.
Yeah, 69% with 13 user reviews.
Yeah, it's giving me Happy Wheel vibes.
Mm-hmm. All right, so one negative review. It's just like it's weird controls, awkward controls. It's not that even with that, it's not that hard. Completed the entire campaign with all achievements in 1.1 hours.
Okay.
And that said, £6 for an hour of fun isn't awful, and the multiplayer is kind of awful right now, but might get better along. So that's what one of the top reviews is listing. And I'm seeing 1 hour, it does seem to be just about 1 hour long, according to the other reviews.
Yeesh.
So,
Yeah, it's 10% off right now at £6.29. Yeah, I'm surprised it's an hour, considering what kind of genre it's in.
mhm.
And this feels like going over to Happy Wheel, something where you could probably easily set up like a way to have like user submitted levels
Mhm.
and like a level editor and stuff like that. Let just community go nuts with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Of course, I've done minimal work with development engines. I've mostly fiddled around with Unreal. But I do know, having fiddled around with Unreal, it is basically it's a pretty beefed up level editor, and there's, if you only have about an hour of content, there could have been a lot more you could have probably done, like as far as number of levels and such. But this is really short.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since I'm only seeing one model of road. Like, I don't see dirt roads. It's just all these sort of raised road platforms. This looks like a mod. But yeah, Watch Your Ride bicycle game, developed by Tiny Magicians. Okay. Next up, we have Stories of Mara from our well-known studio Chibig. Chibig?
Something. Dive into the charming Stories of Mara, an episodic slice of life tale about a diverse cast of characters. Get to know your neighbors and bond with them, but could you make them stick together to help each other?
I love the look of this, and I'm glad it's like in the same sort of universe as Summer in Mara as well, so which is a previous game.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is completely free as well, so I might pick this up. I mean, I haven't picked up Summer in Mara, even though that was very interesting to me, and it has been on my wish list, but it was like 20 quid, and I'm like, yeah.
Yep. And it's and that game, so this is just a sort of a visual novel, whereas the core game is more of it's a Guardian sim, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's it's visual novel as well. So there's story modes happening as well in it.
Oh, okay, but it's in a 3D world. It's not always 2D art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, but that is Summer in Mara. Interestingly enough, the studio Chibig is also working on Ancora, which is again a different art style, but it is a survival exploration game. Technically set, like, as far as lore-wise, set in the same world from what I understand. So, yeah. So you're doing, like, terraforming and stuff, so it has, like, the /Minecraft, because it's all cube-based. So, yeah.
Nice. I might pick this up, play it later on. I'm curious if are all the episodes in Stories of Mara, or is they going to release more? It's episodic, and they're going to release all the different episodes later on.
I think it's just intended as a standalone visual novel, probably as a way to promote the main game. There's another developer. Oh, what's his name? He did Rivals of Ether. Remember when he did that dating sim for Rivals of Ether, Lovers of Ether?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he has like a brawl, like a Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and then for April 1st, he's just like, here's a dating sim with all the characters, and then it's like, it's just a way to promote another game for free to promote his main game. It's like big brain right there. It's like, hey, like, I know you want to screw all my characters, so here you go. But yeah, Chibig, it's got their signature art style, and hopefully it seems to have been received well. It's 100% positive right now, 22 reviews, and it's free, of course. So, okie doke. That Chibig Studio is also based out of Valencia, Spain. Next up, from our last game from Thursday, August 26th, is Assimilate. Parentheses, a party game.
Assimilate! Party game. Play with 5-10 players online or locally in this 50s-themed social deduction party game about a cleverly disguised robot infiltrating a local humans-only sock hop.
I love this.
What's a sock hop?
I think it's like a dance floor.
Oh, okay. I've never heard that term before. I was like, what? What? A sock hop. That must be really old-fashioned English.
Yeah, it's like, oh, which one? So, who in the party is the robot? And there's just all these different sort of like questions you have to sort of like sort it out.
Yeah, it looks like mini games where the humans know the right word, the robot gets something similar to it. There's a few board games, especially one I'm thinking right now called Spyfall that feels this feels very much Spyfall. Where in Spyfall you have one person who's the spy, everyone else is humans. The humans all know the location where they're at. The spy has no idea. Out of a list of locations, on each player's turn, they have to give a one-word clue about where they're at. And that way you kind of suss out that everyone knows where you're talking about. And then, of course, whoever's the spy has to give a clue, but they don't know where they're at, so they have to sound like they're blending in. So it's if the spy can guess where they're at before the players can guess who the spy is, that's how they win. So this one feels very, very much within that style, but in the now popular way that Jackbox has done things.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a bit like that Jackbox game, Spot the Liar. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because you just have to be able to trick people into thinking that you're the human.
I do like there's the programmer role too, in which there's one person who's helping the robot blend in as well.
Yeah.
But of course, eliminating that person doesn't make everyone win because that person's still a human. So, that's interesting.
And I wonder if they do it where the robot doesn't know who the programmer is. There's a few social deductions that do that where whoever the main role is doesn't know who's helping them, but the people who's helping them obviously know who it is. I love small twists like that.
Yeah,
but
those are neat. I do hope that it comes with a few different. So a game like this, since it's $10 and it's basically one Jackbox game, basically.
Yeah. That was my only issue, I think, with it, because it's like it's an interesting premise, but it's like it is only one game.
It would still be fun for one person to pick it up for like a party night.
Yeah.
Get like a big group together to play it. $10 isn't too terrible, even though it is just one game. But trying to teach a group of 5 to 10 people more than one game is a pain in the rear.
That is the plus here, because of course you can all play on a cell phone, even if you aren't even in the same place. You can just be video chat with each other. That's basically $1 a person if you're getting 10 people together. So that's Yeah, that's not bad. So it kind of did that thing where we normally complain about co-op games. It's like, why aren't you selling this in a bundle? Where they basically completely just bypass that. It's like, no, just one person has to own the game.
Yeah, it's £7.19. I would prefer it a little bit cheaper, but as you said, if it's like, you're doing it for a party of people, that's quite nice.
This is the first game going on my wish list this week.
Oh wow!
Yep. Just because I think it'd be a good game.
Because considering the physical price of even Spyfall itself, that would run, at least US, I think that runs $25-$30 just for the one, everything physical. So this at 10 isn't a bad deal, especially when you have the ability to play it anywhere as long as one person can share the main screen.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Alrighty. And that is, of course, Assimilate by Friendship is Fun LLC. It is their first game on Steam. Next up, we have, from Friday, August 27th, Tormented Souls.
Peggy 18.
Survival horror inspired by the original Resident Evil and Alone in the Dark series, with a fresh twist on the fixed perspective adventure. Tormented Souls modernizes for a new generation as Carolyn Walker investigates the mysterious disappearance of twin girls in a terrifying mansion.
Creepy.
It looks pretty good. I hope it's. I hope that the story's done like very well. Right, like I love watching people play like these kind of horror games, but it gets too intense. So I have to like go, no, I can't watch you. I'm not a horror person. I'm not a big horror person.
I don't like how plasticky everybody looks.
Oh yeah,
that wet plastic is so, especially for a horror game, is really taking me out of the horror real fast.
This looks like an Xbox 360 game, honestly.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. It looks like an old BioShock game.
Even the old BioShock was a little prettier.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean.
This is a situation where maybe a little bit less reflection and a just a more...
A little.
Wow, I can't talk. A bit of an older style lighting. Because when you're using the newer light engines and stuff, it can kind of show off just how bad your textures are. Whereas maybe using a more old-fashioned lighting technique, it might kind of, let you stylize it a bit more to let it kind of seem like it all fits together better. So that might be, that just might be a better idea. Yeah, it looks like a horror game. I'm not going to play it.
There is a free demo, and it's £16.99, and it's standing at 92%, very positive, with 251 user reviews.
Yeah, this one's actually going on my wish list for something I might play as part of my Spooktember coming up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'll get into that later.
Yep.
Lay wink.
Wink, yes. But yeah, it has a demo, so that's a good thing. Guys, I forget, do you list every game you talk about on your Steam curator page? We do attempt to. It's just it is a lot of stuff to fill in. So, but yeah, we don't just put the recommended ones. Most of them we put in as just informational. So if neither of us have played it or none of our friends have played it, and don't have a yes/no, then we just put it as an informational with a little blurb like, hey, this of the flood of releases, these are the ones that look pretty good. So, or look interesting at least.
And if we have played it, we will say that we recommend it.
Yep.
Or don't. We don't always recommend everything.
We definitely have a few games that we don't recommend, that's for sure, on my list.
Yeah, Roadie.
Yeah, mostly Roadie's games, actually.
Yeah. I'm honest. I'm honest.
Brutally so.
I'm just meaning the last time Roadie and I played a game together.
I don't have many games that I downvote just because, like, if I don't like the feel of it pretty early on, I just drop it, and then I don't feel like I can review it because, like, I didn't put myself through enough of it. So it's this weird thing where, like, I only give like positive reviews because, like, well, I don't want to play a game I don't enjoy. So, yeah.
And I'm very much, I'm getting my money's worth. I must. I
must. Except that boat game, yeah. But that boat game was like half an hour, and it just annoyed me. It annoyed the hell out of me. Didn't make sense. And of course, it would make sense if you knew it was referencing a particular movie that I've never seen. So it's like, this is annoying. Anyhow, next up, Lamentum.
You know, I accidentally typed in the game after that because I didn't see Lamentum on the list.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Page break.
Lamentum is a pixel art survival horror game set in New England in the mid-19th century.
The spookiest place at the spookiest time. Yeah.
It's Cthulhu. I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's some sort of weird occult thing going on, but I quite I like the art style. I feel like it kind of serves.
Some of it is like really quite nice, like really quite good, I should say, and then some of it is just super crunchy.
I'm gonna say you like the art style of this, but you didn't like the art style of the other one that was similar to Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I think maybe it was just too psychedelic, perhaps, just the like random colors.
I don't think this looks good.
I'm super subjective.
Fair. It is a very subjective thing. I apologize. I get off my high horse because I'm just sitting here going, yeah.
It looks disgusting, and that's I think what it's trying to do. Very much so here.
I was gonna say I like horror and disgusting, but I just don't think it looks good. I'll fight you.
I assume
I'm in Dewey mood. I'm sorry.
Looking at this game, I'm assuming it's going to involve you try to raise your dead girlfriend from the grave, and everything turns out horribly. So that's
Yay, Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, great story. I assume it does have a very positive review at 88% right now. Let me see, how long is it?
50 user reviews. It is 10% off right now at £12.59.
It's got a bit of an RPG features to it, where you're getting better weapons and stuff, and there's bosses sort of.
There's actually one review that I really love. It says you don't get stuck. You do stuff, but you don't get stuck.
Oh,
like the game has a nice flow that keeps you interested. I love stuff like that.
Okay, that's a really good recommendation. The fact that you don't get stuck, because that especially with these types of games where it's kind of mystery or puzzle or whatever, there's elements.
Huge.
Yeah. That's why I haven't continued Etherborn, because I got to a level like pretty early on, and I'm still. I don't know if it's because it's all gravity shifting and stuff, that game, but I can't figure out where to go next. But, and I'm just like, so I dropped it, and I haven't touched it for a while just because I'm not in the mood to plod away at that. But yeah, so it's good to hear that this is a game that doesn't particularly get stuck. It looks like it's about 10 hours long from the reviews, and it's $14.39.
Nice.
It looks like the developer is responding to the criticisms and bugs and problems that they're trying to address and patch. So
that's good, in a positive way. That's good.
Very nice.
Right, awesome. I always love that when they're like, okay, I can patch it. And if you look at, let me see, they had their out now announcement. I don't see any patches yet, but it seems that they're working on it per their comments.
Yeah, with the release of just Friday, a couple of days for a patch is understandable.
Yeah. I would be happy with them releasing it like in a couple weeks, but as long as they've kind of gone like, oh hey, yeah, we know these issues, we're working on them. That's good. Saturday, August 28th, our final game is Inked, A Tale of Love.
Oh, it's the story between me and Dewey. Me being trapped in his basement. I'm just trying to make up for the last game where I was trying to fight you. The whole game is recreated in 2021, but you can still play the 2018 version in the hidden track. Oh, Inked is a narrative-driven puzzle game set in a world of beautiful ballpoint pen-drawn landscapes. Playing as the nameless hero, you will solve intriguing puzzles while searching for your love, Dewey Bear. I mean, Akio.
Oh, that's interesting. So you fly Mary Poppins style with like your hat that is also an umbrella. Oh, that's quite funny. It looks really pretty. It's just got this nice style. I've seen this art style on a few other games. There's one like a parkour game where it was everything was white but drawn with ballpoint pen. It's a uncommon but interesting art style. That's to be sure.
It's definitely working for this though.
I really do like it, and it's like, occasionally it have like a really nice pop of color which looks like chalk has been used or watercolor or something. It's just really nice.
NBP4 folks are going like, do you have a night mode? Because you have too much white on your screen.
Love it.
Because if you release any app that has white in the background, they're like,
just
night mode,
I need a dark mode.
Yeah. It's standing at 81% positive with 81 user reviews.
Yeah.
And it's £7.19.
This is developed by Somnium Games out of Croatia, and it is a team of 5 devs. And they it looks so pretty. My word. Very pretty. It looks like a lot of love has gone into it. And it's you can have it for $9.99 USD. Oh yeah, it looks really good in motion.
Yeah, this game looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Alrighty, but that is our final game of the release list.
You just say, and we do know that obviously Psychonauts 2 came out this week, and
What? Never heard of it.
And Townscape has finally come out of early access as well.
Oh really? I have that on my
Yes.
wish list. I need to buy that.
Yes, and it's still fairly cheap. It's like just under £5, I think. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
nice.
super cheap. I've been watching this guy develop on Twitter forever. just because it looks so satisfying. Yeah, I'll have to check this out. Nice. But yeah, Townscaper. Sweet. Anyhow, that makes me happy that that's out. But yeah, so now of course the question is, what was your best of the week for releases? Who's ready to go first?
I could go.
All right, Tom, what's your fave?
So, I'll do what I always do. One off Catchup, one off release list. In the Catchup, I'm kind of tossed between two. I really liked Twin Breaker. You throw any of the old the break style games, like the Breakaway, the also known as single player Pong. I played those games a lot as a kid and teenager. I really liked those. I really did. And this one still looks good. It's a hard genre to really screw up, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So I'm a quick sucker for it. But I think it's I want to say Art of the Rally is probably the one that's a little bit higher up. I know there's not really a story or much going on. I just really liked how it looked. Especially in comparison to everything else. So it's got to be between Twin Breaker or Art of the Rally off the Catchup list. And if seeing I brought back the Justin bundle earlier, I got to bring back my Tight and Juicy. sorry,
Tight and Juicy
game of the week. We're going back to the very start of the main list with Hoa. That game looks gorgeous. Like the 3D the 3D style characters, the art style, the flow, everything to this game looks absolutely gorgeous. And it's a 2D platformer. It looks peaceful, it looks chill, it's so pretty. I would have been hard. It went straight onto my very fussy wish list. Still, no, I tend to keep a very slim wish list, and this actually went on there real fast because I love how this looks. It's so pretty. The thing that worried me a little bit is the length of gameplay, but still, it's so pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty. So,
Yeah, this was a good week for very pretty games.
mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that's my
Tight and juicy.
game of the week.
All right, Rody, what about your list of best of the week?
So, I'm gonna pick maybe two off the catch-up list. So my first one is highly likely. I just have I would definitely wait until it's a lot cheaper. I think it's I'm not a fan of paying like over £10 for a point and click game. And my second game on the catch-up list is the Gordian Rooms: A Curious Heritage, and I like that. It's only £4.99. It looks similar to the Room, so I'm all for those kind of first-person kind of puzzle games. Yeah, they're super interesting. And then off the main release list, I think I'm gonna have to go with Behind the Frame. It just, absolutely gorgeous game, very relaxing. It is only an hour though, which is a shame. It looks like one of those games that I just wish it was like I could just spend a lot longer in the world that they're presenting, because it's just so gorgeous, and everything about it is just so nice.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like a fun. It looks like a really immersive kind of. It's just pretty game. Yeah, it's very pretty. Just telling a story. Right, yeah, Behind the Frame. All right, mine, interestingly enough, mine doesn't match up with any of yours. So, from the Catchup, my game of the list is Embracelet. It's got a nice minimalist style that doesn't look cheap, but it's made by one dev, and it's set in Norway, which is just northern Norway. It just seems like a really interesting setting, and I'm really curious how how well the story is told. So yeah, Embracelet's my pick from the Catchup list, and from the release list, I'm gonna have to say. So for me, this was not actually a really great week for releases, because there's very few that particularly strung my heart, or whatever term you want to use. But Assimilate the party game is probably the number one game for me out of this week. It just looks fun. It just looks like it could be really fun, and I've got some friends that I might want to try to play this with. So yeah, that is my game of the week. So before we all say our farewells, we've got some shameless plugging to do, starting with TheRadioTom. Let us know where the internet can find you and what you're up to.
What? Me? I'm not up to anything going on for like the next 2 months. Me never. Hi, you can follow me over at twitch.tv/TheRadioTom. We are about to be starting up the TheRadioTom Spooktember Pumpkin Carving Fundraiser. It's going to be going on September 8th through October 7th. We're going to be doing daily streams starting around 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're going to be doing scary video and board games. Should be a good time, because going into October, I carve a lot of pumpkins. And trying to do it every year isn't cheap, so we're gonna try to raise some funds. And this year, donators will be able to pick what patterns I carve. There's gonna be some little bit of stipulations on that. We're doing a little bit of a tiered system, but if you come on over to the streams when we start that up, you can learn all about it. Help us
Has to be
out.
okay with TOS.
Yeah. Oh well, I was gonna say that all of the patterns I have are 100% TOS.
Yeah.
Save. So I'm not too worried about that. But then you can also find me at YouTube over to TheRadioTom. Haven't posted on there for a while. We've had a few little issues pop up. And likely with everything about to start up, I'm just gonna take the VODs and put them over onto YouTube. So not really new separate content coming on there, but hey, you can find me there as well. Otherwise, for everything up to date, you can follow me on Twitter at the Radio Tom.
Yep. And of course, all your links are available on your Twitch page, which is TheRadioTom. So be sure to go check him out. All right, Rhodey, what about you? What are you up to this week?
I'm oh my god, I really want to play that Marcus Ritter game this week. I want to play that game. Guys, don't forget there is a Kickstarter available if you want to check it out, and I really want to play stream the game this week it on twitch.tv/RhodeyPie. And don't forget to follow us at on the curator page, which I'll leave a link for here. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.
Absolutely. And for all the folks on YouTube, you can find all the links down below. And please like and subscribe. And we will see you not next week, because that is Labor Day. And both myself and Rhodey have plans. So, yep. But 2 weeks from now, we will be back with another returning co-host. So, thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.